redefined black metal with the grimness and intensity of 1,000 winters. They ravaged their way through a frenzied decade marked by stadium-sized excess. But while they were thrashing out music on stage, they were also thrashing themselves off it. By the mid-2000s, Balfabar Nosugreff, the driving force behind Detsorgsekalf, was single-handedly steering the band from underground obscurity to mega-stardom and into total destruction. This is Detsorgsekalf on VH2 Behind the Metal.
Come on, buddy. Thank you, fella. Step on back.
Detsorgsekalf was the brainchild of Prince Balfabar Nosugreff the Almighty. Born into the Carpathian royal family, he was tragically orphaned as a toddler when the lives of all his relatives were taken in a freak accident that is still shrouded in mystery. Despite the traumatic event, he managed to escape death and found his way into the depths of the cold, savage Carpathian wilderness. Eventually, he was found by a group of gypsies in a traveling carnival who pitied the child and decided to raise him.
Yeah, I little child. It was cursed from the very beginning. Even from a young age, little Balfabar was obsessed by heavy metal music and the occult.
When he turned 18, Balfabar decided to take his life into his own hands and moved to the vast, unending grimness of the Canadian forests to pursue his musical ambitions. Fate, it seemed, would answer him, as one day, while prancing through the woods, he came upon a sacrificial pit where a few locals were attempting to reanimate the body of a C-list actor who had been dead for quite some time.
Well, we were practicing the dark arts in the forest, and we happened upon Balfabar, and we were trying to resurrect the lifeless carcass of Chevy Chase.
Along came Balfabar with this bizarre claim that he could help us reanimate the corpse, and whips out this vial of virgin blood. I think it was probably goat blood.
Sprādzienā, kas trešdienas vakarā notika minerālu mēslojuma rūpnīcā ASV Teksasas štatā, 12 cilvēki gājuši bojā un 60 pazuduši bez vēsts. Lai gan izmeklētāji notikumu vietu uztver kā nozieguma vietu, tiek uzskatīts, ka sprādzienu izraisījis ugunsgrēks. Eksplozijā tika iznīcināts 50 mājas.
Inspired by the grimness of their favorite breakfast cereal, the band decided on the moniker Detsorgsekalf and prepared themselves to launch an auditory assault on the senses. But just as everything started coming together, tragedy struck. While recording with a petite German drummer named Hans, the rapid-fire intensity demanded by Detsorgsekalf caused the diminutive bratwurst to spontaneously explode. Shattered by the demise of Hans, the band turned to the black arts to cope with their loss. What followed served them a double shot of success and misfortune.
After Hans died, Balfabar guided us into further exploration of the dark arts, and one day while we were attempting to summon demons, a temporal portal opened up in the space-time continuum, and a killing black metal machine was sent to us.
おいおいおいちょっと待ってよおいマジで俺マジやめろ口つけんなよおい
When Necrotron joined the band, he somehow managed to catapult us to such a huge level of fame that everyone knew about us before we even recorded anything. It was crazy. We had hordes of fans lining up outside the jam space. We had paparazzi trying to take pictures of us. We hadn't recorded a thing.
It was around then that a bootleg video of the reanimation ritual was circulated on the internet, spawning legions of rabid fans around the world. In no time at all, Detsorgsekalf found themselves blazing at the center of the stadium metal universe.
Once we got famous, we found that the drugs, alcohol, free sex, it was all just pouring in faster than we could even imagine. Sometimes I still feel like... Sometimes I still kind of feel the effects.
Well, it's very difficult to have any particular act, so to speak. I mean, I don't think I can sort of rush in and declare the whole place a republic or home rule for everybody, you know.
After we got famous, everything changed. You know, there was drugs everywhere. There was alcohol in the drugs. Sometimes there was drugs in the alcohol. Women everywhere just taking their clothes off. Sometimes there were midgets. And I especially remember the farm animals. That was very disturbing, I must admit. There was a swan. There was some strange yellow beast. I don't know what kind of species it was. The swan, it was raped again and again and again by Balthabar. Its pleas and cries and squawks for help were left completely unanswered. There were feathers everywhere.
En la citada relación convocados de adjudicatarios de los puestos de trabajo que se especifican la adjudicación con carácter definitivo. Se publicará circunstancia prevista en la orden, la relación así como en la página arriba citada de conformidad cualquier otra actuales.
It took a punishing toll on the band, missed gigs, rehab, and even broken limbs. But having risen to the top, the band soon discovered that the only direction they were going in was straight down. Balthabar claimed that his inner demons had waged war upon himself. And that was when Balthabar Nosugref the Almighty hit rock bottom. Confronted by his bandmates about his extravagant excesses, Balthabar checked himself into rehab. The band believed that Balthabar was on the road to recovery, but after finding that he was freebasing Pepsi in rehab yet again, they decided to hold an intervention.
Rehab was quite painful and difficult for Balthabar. He was forced to confront all his problems with alcohol and drugs and farm animals. But he started making progress when we decided to take on a therapist for the band. His name was Dr. Phil.
At first we thought that rehab was just Balthabar. I mean, he's the one with the problems. But after a while we realized that if we wanted to be strong as a band, we really had to come together and perhaps all attend band therapy sessions as a group. Mainly the first few sessions usually ended in fistfights and brawls. I always won, although Balthabar claims otherwise.
After several relapses while he was in rehab, Balthabar decided to finally take things seriously and decided to clean up his act. But he realized that the only way he could do this was to become a born-again Satanist. And in the process of confronting his inner demons, he was forced to make the choice of having to take on more demons.
In attempting to get rid of his inner demons, it was Balthabar's personal decision to become a born-again Satanist. We strongly supported his decision, of course, but it did come at a price. He simply ended up with more inner demons, which is what happens when you become a born-again Satanist. I mean, it's inevitable, but, well, it just gave us more writing material for songs.
With the Prince of Darkness on board as the band's new manager, Detsorgsekalf was poised for world domination. They holed themselves up in a Neolithic studio inside a cave, in a tree, in a forest, in a mountain, to record their magnum opus.
The album, we decided to call it Apocalyptic Blasphemed Battle Anthems, or ABBA for short.
Or ABBA.
Or ABBA for short. ABBA.
With Balthabar off the path of self-destruction, the group's recording routine took on a strong workaholic ethic. It involved a long and painstaking series of rewrites and retakes, delaying the album for a further 5 years. The band's relentless perfectionism, however, eventually paid off, leading to the album being re-recorded, remixed, and finally released to critical acclaim. The album hit a nerve with the world's disenfranchised misanthropic youth, resulting in Detsorgsekalf's first worldwide tour.
Jan van der Merwe is 'n boerseun. Dag voor dag staan hy op. Hy moet die swaar werk agter die rug hê voordat die hitte van die son te onaangenaam raak. Vinnig trek hy hom aan. 'n Kwartier later is hy al buite op die werf. Hy lui die volk na al werk toe met die groot klok.
We did play for the Queen in England with a local act called Paul McCartney, and we even received an invitation to play at the White House, and we just decided it was a bit too small for us.
My name is Rob, I'm from Toronto, Canada, and I run and operate Northern Storm Records. I first got into metal when I was 2 years old, and my older brother was into metal. The biggest misconception metal has is that it's evil, satanic, everyone to listen to is going to kill you. My band is called Detsorgsekalf, which we've been around for about 6 years. We have a viral video on YouTube that's over 1 million hits. It says bacon.
Bacon?
Yep. Who doesn't love bacon?
The successes of worldwide touring made Detsorgsekalf a household name and sparked a frenzied bidding war amongst the industry's top record labels. Just when it seemed that the band had completely turned itself around, Balfabar made the difficult decision to take a sabbatical. He sequestered himself in the realm of Valhalla to attain a higher level of grimness in preparation for his second coming. It is prophesied that during the second coming, his power, when unleashed, will cover the entire Earth in permafrost. Today, legions of devoted metal enthusiasts around the world wait with bated breath for Balfabar's inevitable return and the promise of unending grimness that is to follow.